Tony Bonvecchio at the Strength House. Today I'm going to talk about what you should be doing with your feet while squatting. So a lot of times you'll hear people cue screw the feet into the floor or spread the floor apart. So what we're doing there is we're applying force into the ground to help move the load that's on our back. But what we do with our feet also affects a lot what happens at the knee, what happens at your hips, also what happens at your core and even your upper back, so it goes all the way up the chain. So a really common error that we see during the squat is not keeping balance over your entire foot. Some people will squat and all their weight will be back on their heels, so their toes will lift up. Of course, you'll see a lot of people squat and dive their knees forward so their heels will come off the ground. But even more common than that is simply losing pressure side to side. So what we want when we squat is we want a good arch to our foot. So if you look at my foot here, you can see there's a visible arch underneath my foot. A lot of times when people squat down, what will happen is they'll start to collapse into that arch and they'll roll into their instep. And what happens there is then the knees will follow, the upper back will follow, and everything will kind of crumble over. So if we're squatting with good foot pressure into the ground and doing what we call rooting with our foot and having even pressure over our pinky toe, our big toe, and our heel, what you'll see is we'll maintain a really good arch the entire way down. And you can see as I kind of screw my foot into the floor, that arch gets even more prominent. And if you see it from the front, when I screw my feet into the floor, what happens to my knees? They kind of start to angle out, right? So that screwing the feet into the floor is not just twisting at the feet and actually turning the feet out, but it's planting the feet hard into the ground, having pressure over my big toe, my pinky toe, my heel, and then trying to make that arch of my foot even bigger. So if you really do that, you'll feel the arch of your foot, but you'll also feel your glutes start to turn on a lot right there as well. So if you can maintain that throughout your entire squat, chances are you're gonna have really good technique. And just a really simple way to practice this is just to do some barefoot goblet squats, especially in your warm-up. So don't put your shoes on yet. Even have your socks off so you can kind of feel the ground and see your feet if you need to. So I'm screwing my feet into the ground, getting that good arch to my foot. The whole time I'm squatting down, making sure I'm having even foot pressure as I get down to the bottom, making sure that I'm not collapsing into my arch and losing any of those contact points at the foot. So it may seem like a really, really small thing, but what your feet are doing to the floor while squatting can make or break what's happening up the chain.